In any case, let's move on. So this next thing I'm gonna talk about real quick because, like I said, I'm not trying to talk too long about this. But I wanted to ask a question: do we replace like actors in movies that have an ongoing like franchise that have passed away? Now, it brought this up because I was recently listening to something where, the Fast and Furious thing was being brought up. And so I had thought about it because it can also go for Star Wars with Carrie Fisher and everything else. About two of the actors, Paul Walker and Carrie Fisher, both died during the ongoing franchises, or during their ongoing respective franchises. And it was like, it came up. I know it's been said before that like they wasn't gonna do anything more with Paul Walker's character in Fast and Furious, and then they were talking about doing stuff where they was gonna maybe try and do the whole CG looking thing, kind of like what they did with Carrie Fisher's character, Princess Leia in Rogue One toward the end of it, to where because like before that movie came out, she passed away, but even then it was like they needed to get a younger looking her, around that time. And they couldn't use previously recorded footage because what she's saying in that scene, she hasn't said before. So we can't go all the way back to the first, when they was shooting the first, Star Wars, and then get, and shoot it, and then come back here and then, do whatever. So they had to do the facial thing or whatever with the CG or whatnot. And it's like, I think they were going to try to do that with one of Paul Walker's brothers, and then try and make him look like more like Paul Walker. But I'm just thinking, why don't you just simply recast? Now, I know a lot of times with these type of scenarios, you might want to get the permission of the family and everything else. I mean, when it all comes down to it, it's the studio's character. They can do whatever the hell they want with it. They can do whatever, but I guess it's more out of respect. Do you feel right for us to replace this person, or for us to do this or do that? Blah blah blah. It's more out of respect, which is also good, which is also okay, and I also condone. So when it comes down to it, I feel like they can simply replace Paul Walker's character. They've done it before in movies and where it works out successfully. And the MCU is one of those movies. The MCU, where they replace Rhodes, James Rhodes, because in the first Iron Man movie, he's played by Terrence Howard. And then in the second Iron Man movie on to, Infinity War and even Endgame, he's played by Don Cheadle. And nobody batted an eye. Like, okay, yeah, whatever, it's switch. Blah, blah. And then Mark Ruffalo. Edward Norton played the Incredible Hulk in the Incredible Hulk movie. After from Avengers on to now, on to Endgame, he's played by Mark Ruffalo. And that's just only a few instances that, a character was replaced and no one really even cared, or it was like changed for the better. And I feel like that's something that they can do. There's a plethora of crazy amounts of characters, or not characters, but actors that can play the character. Just off the top of the head, this is not, I can see this person doing it, but it ain't like my top 5 picks or whatever. But Chris Evans, that played Captain America, he could play the role. He's already have a lot of recognition within the MCU. And if, let's say, after Endgame, he dies. During Endgame, let's say he dies. And he has no more commitments with Marvel, he can move on to another franchise. Why not the Fast and Furious? Another billion-dollar franchise. Why not? So I feel like they could simply replace him. Because they're only going to do 2 more movies. They're going up to 10. They're only going to do 2 more movies, so he only would have to do 2 movies. It's not, unless, I'm not counting spin-offs. I'm not talking about Hobbs and Shaw if they try and do a Dominic Toretto type, solo film or anything like that. But there are only 2 more Fast and Furious franchise films that they have planned, at like 9 and 10, and that's it. So, I mean, it's like he don't have to have a strong commitment. He only had 2 movies to be in, and then that's it. So I feel like even if you're not seeing Chris Evans, maybe, you know, somebody else, maybe another Chris actor, or just another actor that you could see playing a role, and just do that. You don't need to bring, because like if his brothers or one of his brothers or just his brothers period aren't great actors, why put them in the role and, you know, advertise it? You know, it's like you don't really need to have somebody that look just like him. You know, just bring in an actor that can play the role well. That's it. You don't need to do it. And the same with Princess Leia. I mean, I'm getting there, putting other, like, I guess you could say her role is more kind of, you know, yeah, you may not want to replace her, only because there's one more movie that's going to consist to have her. Because after that, I don't think they're going to continue with the, you know, Skywalker franchise, or, you know, or move Star Wars with the Skywalkers in it. You know, it's not going to be where, you know, they're going to be playing big roles up in it. But it's the same with her. It's like, why not get another actress that can carry the role, that can play the character as good as Carrie Fisher, or even better, you know? And just, you only got one more movie. You could have just simply did that now, given it's too late, you know. But that was just kind of like my thing. Like, especially if her family okays it, and, you know, the actor that they bring on, they approve, and then the actor knocks it out the park. Why not? Because then that will give you more leeway to use that character in how you would want to use them, especially however the film, wherever the film goes, you know. And I feel like that will probably work out better within their, you know, within the scope of things as far as Star Wars and how they want to end it off. But maybe she don't play a major role in Episode 9. Maybe not. Maybe she did, but then ever since her passing, they changed things around. But I feel like that probably would have been a much better solution, especially if the family okays it. The fans might not be okay with it, but hey, I mean, it's your movie. You're trying to do what's best for the family. And then let's say you make it and they love her as Princess Leia. She knocks it out the park. Then it's a win-win. You know, so hey, I mean, it's whatever. But hey, what do you guys think? That's just my opinion on it.